All right, so we're going to be talking about Granger Taylor.
Granger for the ones who get it done.
Granger Taylor. Granger Taylor. That's an old name, Granger.
That's like somebody flipped their first and last name.
Granger Taylor. Yeah, Taylor Granger.
Yeah.
Yep. But he is a Canadian man.
Of course.
Canadian man born in 1948 in British Columbia.
British?
The good old BC on Vancouver Island, more specifically. But this man dropped out of school early. Why? Because he was too smart for the teachers.
Really?
He was too fast. He was learning too fast.
Too fast, too furious.
So he had that kind of autism.
I legit think that he was autistic. By reading this, I legit think he was autistic.
Can't be. It didn't happen until vaccines.
By all accounts, from reading the stories from several different perspectives, it sounds like he lived with his parents until he was abducted at 32. So it
I don't
wasn't
know why
like,
that sounds funny.
I don't know either.
I
But,
just picture like he got kidnapped.
oh, okay.
He got adult napped.
But before I get ahead of
At
myself
the
here,
young age of 32.
before I get ahead of myself, so yeah, like I said, he dropped out of school because he was too smart.
Okay.
I believe it was 8th grade when he did. And he was a mechanical genius. Mechanical.
Like constantly tinkering with
Genius,
things, putting
yes.
them together.
Not just things.
People.
He built he built a car from scratch by the age of 14.
Like he went out in the woods and got the materials.
No, like he just bought the parts or gathered the parts from junkyards and stuff like that and put it together.
Wow.
He
At 14?
yeah, at 14.
That's crazy.
Wild, right? That's not even the wildest thing he did. He found a steam locomotive rusting in the woods and somehow was able to restore it.
That's weird.
I don't know if he dragged it out of the woods or if he restored it there in the woods, but either way, he restored it so well that it wound up in a museum.
Is it still there today?
It's still there today.
Okay, so
I have
legitimate proof.
Yeah, I have a picture of that in the Discord. That's the one that he found and restored himself, which is wild.
That's really good.
Yeah. So museum quality restoration.
Nice.
But he even built a replica of a fighter jet, a propellered powered fighter jet. Wow. I think it was called a Kitty Hawk
Yeah.
fighter jet. Fighter jet. I keep saying fire. Anyway, he built a replica of that too and painted it and everything else. Fantastic. Extremely, extremely smart.
How old was he when he... I'm assuming he got out of high school early, so he had all this time.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how old he was when he started restoring the locomotive, but I mean, he had all this free time. That's what he did. That's what he loved. He tinkered all the time.
What do parents do with that kind of kid? Hey, look, Dad, I made a train.
I don't know, man.
Dad, your car sucks. I'll make you one.
I gotta go.
His dad went to go buy milk later on.
Hey, Dad, look at this airplane. I built it.
Son, you're 30.
Get out of my house.
Why are you still talking like that?
That was my point.
I don't know.
Anyway, this guy, absolute mechanical genius. But he around 1980, he started getting extremely obsessed with outer space and aliens.
So he knew. He knew something was up.
He knew. And it got to the point where he was saying that he was having telepathic communication with them.
Okay.
And he even also in the Discord, y'all have already seen it already, but he built a mock spacecraft of what he thought it would. I thought a spacecraft looked
I
like.
thought that was a tree house, but metal.
Well, yeah, he basically it is. It really is. It is a
Yeah.
treehouse. He got all the scrap metal himself and put it together and everything. And there was like a sofa in there and maybe a bed. I don't know, but it was just like a little.
And a TV with built-in antennas to the house.
But it was just his little like getaway, right? And he became obsessed with aliens.
I like the little red lightning bolt.
Speed.
He's the Flash fan.
Yeah. So he built this in his parents' backyard. That's where it's at. And a lot of his life revolved around his parents because
And this this point, he really is 30,
yeah.
and he's in his 30s years old building.
Yeah. In the late 70s. So, I mean, it was pretty strange in the 70s for somebody to be.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's like
Yeah.
at this point, it really. We were joking earlier, like when I was like, "Oh, you're 30." He really is 30 when he's doing that.
Can you blame him though? He went out and found a train.
I know.
I find sticks.
I know. And he would talk about it to his family and friends like it's just, whatever. But he eventually started saying that he was going to be meeting with the aliens.
Okay.
And they were going to be taking a interstellar space travel trip together. And it was going to last 42 months. So
Wow.
he even wrote a will out. And
so he like expected not to come back.
yeah, well, he I guess he expected not to come back, but he said it was going to be 42 months. And then he would be back. But he
Just in case.
But he wrote a will out because he knew he'd be gone for a few years. So he wanted all of his stuff to go to his parents and not like, that way when he came back, he still had his stuff, I guess.
Right.
But he wrote a will out, and the will says, "Dear mother and father, I have gone away to walk abroad." I can't read. Y'all know I can't. Dear mother and father, I have gone away to walk aboard an alien ship, and recurring dreams assured a 42-month interstellar voyage to explore the vast universe, then return. I am leaving behind all my possessions to you, as I will no longer require the use of any. Please use the instructions in my will as a guide to help. Love, Granger. So he took that will.
He gave him, here's my train.
Well, he stuck it on his parents' door.
Was he still living? Was he still living with them though at this time?
I'm assuming, yeah, because I mean, it never says anything about a family or a wife, kids, nothing like that. Just him and his parents. That's why I really do think that he was pretty autistic, because not having family.
Wow.
But because
in that case, me and you,
because he was so hyper focused on building things, and that was his gift.
That people who are autistic have like a hyper fixation and focus and are really smart and good at whatever that is.
Right. But it was on November 29th, 1980, and it was a very stormy night. Wind, rain, lightning going on, and Taylor vanished without a trace. He took that will, put it on his parents' door, hopped in his truck, his bright pink truck, hot pink. It wasn't hot pink, but it was very bright pink truck, and left. Just went away. Nobody heard from him. Nothing happened. Until 6 years later. Whoa, what was that noise?
Listen, I wasn't gonna call you out because I make stupid sounds. I hate it when I'm editing. When I'm like, why? So I was gonna let you have that.
Okay. So it wasn't until 1986 that the fragments of supposedly his truck, along with some bones, were discovered in a dynamite blast area on Mount Prevost, approximately 15 miles from his home. And interestingly, the blast site was in proximity to the X marked on Granger's map. And despite this, the cause of the explosion and the identity of the remains were never definitively established.
So he made this map and then depending on how you believe it, that's how he went out or went up.
And here's the kicker. His parents said that they were missing some dynamite. This was back in the 80s.
Yeah,
We
when
just have some dynamite lying.
Yeah,
When
Everybody's got
even
some.
in Canada, you could have dynamite on your property.
if you didn't have it, you were weird. Let's be honest.
They were
Andrew
missing
ate
some
some
dynamite, so they
Andrew
think,
ate some dynamite for lunch.
yeah. So,
Sorry. I just my brain went to that.
but they speculate that he blew up his truck because it was a mangled mess,
Yeah.
piece of metal, whatever, and that was it. Also, I was reading some accounts that during the time of him supposedly getting telecommunications. What's the word I'm trying to think of? Telepathic communications. He was taking a lot of LSD too during that time. So,
Yeah, I have a theory.
was he actually hearing things?
See,
Probably.
I have a theory because he drove on to Mount whatever, so I assume that means higher elevation.
Yeah.
I think he was high with LSD.
Mount Prevost.
He took the dynamite from his parents, came up with this plan of the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to use this dynamite and I'm going to blast off with my truck.
That would be wild, dude.
I think he was high on LSD. And so he had it in his head of I'm gonna meet them in the sky, and to meet like they're telling me to do this.
Yeah.
And so he got the dynamite to blast off.
Look, I've
Started
never
listening to Spirit in the Sky.
Because he wasn't suicidal. I
he
wouldn't believe
wasn't suicidal. That's the clear and key thing right there. I've never taken LSD, but I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Making people do that.
Well, he was hearing voices.
Yeah, he was hearing voices.
And so I know, without going into a lot of history, I know people who have heard voices.
Oh, okay.
And they tell them to do weird things. So I'm just
LSD,
assuming the
yeah.
LSD
Yeah.
mixing with that.
I do know that if you take a high enough dose of LSD, things get super weird.
Yes.
Even weirder than normal LSD, right?
So I'm just assuming if he was hearing voices, regardless of if that was LSD or not, and taking LSD or the LSD was causing the voices.
Yeah.
I know people. I know someone
Can
personally
you
who
can you
hears-
overdose on LSD?
Yes.
You can.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So I think that he heard. I think the voices told him to meet us in the sky. He got the dynamite and was like, "This is how I'm going to do it."
All I can hear is that song now.
I know. It's
That's
stuck in my
every
head.
time you say in the sky. I don't know. I mean,
That's not, to me that makes sense. Nothing else makes sense.
sure that could make sense.
What doesn't make sense is why did it take them 6 years to find if they were searching?
15 miles from his house.
If they were searching,
Yeah.
why did it take them 6 years? That's the part that seems a little weird to me.
They didn't
I don't
have
know, man.
Facebook back then to
Maybe
see
they-
where you're at.
Maybe they're only looking in towns and maybe not up
True.
trails.
True.
Yeah.
Maybe they thought he wouldn't go up a trail,
I,
given his truck or
but
whatever.
also, they got to be a little bit smarter. Like this kid, as a kid, he found the train in the woods.
Yeah.
Let's go see if that's the same thing. But the part that is crazy is the map.
Yeah, he drew that map where he came up with the idea for the map.
Also, it's true. If he had a map, why didn't they
Yeah,
first?
why wouldn't you check that?
You know,
X,
cops do some funny things.
X marks the spot.
So that's even weirder. What if he didn't go there right away, and that's why they didn't find him? What if he was alive?
For a while.
And
Maybe they did check it out. And then
then he came back later.
the aliens did take
But then
him.
nobody saw his truck either. Like you said, it's Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
You're gonna see
Well,
Pepto-Bismol on the road.
Yeah, they were saying I guess the last sighting of him was at 6:30 p.m. And that was it. Where they saw him, I don't know. I'm assuming somewhere in town somebody saw his truck, but
maybe. Or he could have went to another town, you know.
yeah. I mean, with a kid or with a guy being that mechanically inclined, being that smart around
Yeah.
building and crafting and putting things together, of course he made a name for himself in the town
Sure.
because everybody's going to bring their cars to him to fix and stuff. I mean,
Ain't got no gas in it.
and that was before social media and people actually talked
Right.
and people
Yeah.
knew their neighbors. So people know who this guy was in their town.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean they knew his truck for sure. So
Also, I think back then it was easier to get lost. It like if
oh sure.
you just go to another town, there wasn't Facebook and the internet like we have it today.